Hey, this is Jason with Zero to Programmer, and today we're opening up another HTML project. Actually, the same project we've been working on, and we're in Notepad. We've opened up the browser for this project. As you see, last time I did a iframe, and also want to point out what I found out later after I did that video was that one of the reasons why this wasn't working, at least I haven't tested it yet, but this is what I've read anyways, is that when you put in the HTTP, if it's an HTTP address, it means that it's not a secured website. It may be secured, but it's not secured for certain things like iframes and stuff like that. So I still don't know if that means that these websites aren't protected. It's been a little blurry for me, but I plan on testing that a little bit later and maybe going back to this one, the iframes, and doing a part 2 on that just to kind of clarify. But anyways, for today's video, we're actually going to switch it up a little bit and go inside the head. So let me scoot this over here. We're going up to the top of the project where I put the document type, HTML, then we got HTML, and then you got the head. Well, inside here we've already done the style tag, so you're already kind of familiar with that if you watch the videos. And then we also have the title tag, which, just for good measures, we're just going to change this to Zero to Programmer. And just save that real quick. But yeah, what we're going to do in here is just kind of notify, get that other, not notify, sorry, we're going to look inside of the, not style, of course everything wants to pop up right now, no, we're going to go inside the head, and yeah. And inside here, you don't have to go inside the style, so just inside the head. This is a meta tag, and what meta means is basically it's the data for the data that you're putting in. So everything you actually see on the website right here. Now you're entering in information about that. So first thing we're going to put in is the meta tag, which is just this. Now we're going to open it back up and put an attribute in, and this attribute is going to be character set or char set. Then we're going to put it equal to quotation, and you're pretty much always going to use this unless, I mean, there are certain cases where you wouldn't use this, but almost always it's going to be this, because this is default actually for the new HTML5. And what this is basically a character set. It says, okay, for this document, all these characters are going to be used, and it's a list of, I can't remember how many is in this one, but I want to say, I don't even want to say that because I might be completely wrong on that. But basically, it can use all the characters on your keyboard, and I mean, there's even way more than that, honestly. That's not even on your keyboard. So UTF-8 is pretty universal. There are some exceptions, but not many. I mean, I've looked through all that, and maybe I'll try to find something where I can put all the list out on that stuff. So, but for right now, that's our first one. So there's really no way to test this. If I didn't put this in, it would do a default, and that default is just as good as this UTF-8. It may even be UTF-8 that they're using. So if you don't put it, it'll be fine for now, but I suggest putting it. One, if somebody looks up your website on an older system or a different system, you want to make sure that the system registered to use some character set, it may not, and then they won't be able to view it. And then of course, if you're using like XML or something, then it's just going to be, they're going to need you to use it for it to work. So we've done that one. That's your character set. So on to the next one, to put another meta tag in, and this time we're going to put a name attribute, which we've used before, but this time we're going to say description, and then close quotations, and then scoot over, and we're going to use another attribute called content, and then have it equal to, and put a quotation. And so we're just going to say, kind of give a quick description on what this this website is. So I'm just going to put what my channel is, which is Zero to Programmer is a way for people to learn what it takes to become a programmer. So there you go. If you didn't know exactly what this channel is, that's it. And I don't just go out and say, okay, this, and this is what you need. You're kind of living it through me. So our next one, oh, and this, by the way, this tag that we're on right here, this is read by like search engines. So when a search engine pulls up your website, it has a description, and it reads out your description for what you put right here. So we're getting into that kind of stuff now, which this next one you'll really appreciate, because when you get into doing this kind of stuff, this is one of the most key things, which is keywords. And then same thing, put a name, equal it to keywords, and then put content and equal to, and we're going to put things that people would type in to find your website. So obviously Zero to Programmer, and my Twitter is actually called Zero to, make sure I'm writing everything right, program, or with a 3, and then put things like HTML, and then you'd put in something like how to become a programmer. And we're just going to leave it at that right now. This isn't going up online anyways. Oh, close that quotation. Make sure you're closing your meta tags at the end of this, because it will come back and bite you if you don't. And the thing about these meta tags, you can't test it unless you got it going live. So you just have to read everything and make sure you got it in right, or you will never know that it's not right until you get ready to put it live. Let's see. Alright, this next one is another meta tag, and this one is, we're going to name it just like we've been doing, and this one's going to be author. And of course you know that this is content. There you go. And then of course this is going to be me, Jason. There you go. And then meta. And here's another one that's kind of interesting. HTTP this time. Dash. Equivalent. And then we're going to make it equal to, quotation, and put in refresh. And so what this is, it refreshes your website when a user's on it, and you can now put content and we'll put 20 seconds. Make quotations. 20 seconds, quotation, and then close that. We may contest that one, maybe. Maybe we can see when it resets. I'll just wait here for a little bit and see if we can tell it reset. It may not can. It may not even be working unless I put this live. I don't really know. It's been about 20 seconds. I don't see anything that would have reloaded. Yeah. So you may not be able to test these until you go live. So eventually I will more than likely do that. I'll make this. I'll probably make my own, and I'll be able to really test this. And if this comes back and it's not right, then I will actually go through and redo this video, I guess. But yeah, these are actually. Let me just space these out. Right there, and here, and here. There you go. So that, I believe, is pretty much it for this video. It's not, I mean, you can do a lot of things in this. These are just kind of the basic stuff. I don't want to get too in depth right now because some of this stuff is you're going to have to import your CSS files and stuff like that. We hadn't started doing CSS yet, so let's see. I think there's a CSS one that you do, and also a JavaScript one, so I haven't done JavaScript yet either, so I don't want to introduce that to you either. So for right now, this is what we're doing. But basically, the head, the meta tags, that's kind of the behind the scenes stuff. All the head stuff, even this stuff right here, you can't see it, but you're just changing certain things about the file, and you know, you can't, sometimes you can't see it. So you can call forth different languages and stuff like that. So that's where the fun begins. So hopefully we'll get into that soon enough. But we're actually, I don't want to say that we're almost done, but we're definitely getting there with just basic HTML. There are some other things that I'm gonna show, but that's pretty much it for this one. So always remember, anything I show you on here, do at your own risk. I'm not responsible for anything you mess up. Be careful if you're working on somebody else's equipment. That's always an iffy. And then, as far as the next video, I think we're going to do, I want to say we're going to create a form, I believe. No, the next one is a layout. We're going to kind of go over layouts. So there are some things that you can do without going into CSS that you can really pretty up your page, just make it really look really good. I may not do everything on camera. It may take a while for me to do this website, or I'm sorry, this project. But I will definitely go back and show you everything that I did, even if I don't. I mean, I'll do some of it on camera, but we'll just see how that goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. So stay tuned to my next video. That will be on Monday. And yeah, this has been Jason with Zero to Programmer, and I'll see y'all next time.